Hi guys, it's Belle here and welcome back to my August Creative Design Team project for the lovely Tracie Fox. I will be using her Keep Creeping Portraits kit, which I will leave a link to down below. And I just wanted to show you that in the kit you get several pages of a full page, large, with 5 images on it, and then you also get the same images smaller, so 2 pages on one sheet. So let me show you. Here is Mr. Pumpkin and here is the larger one. So that means you don't have to size them yourself, you get both sizes, and there's a sheet of butterflies. We're not going to be using that, so I'm going to be making a tag booklet for this design team project. And originally in here, there's so many different things in this kit, which is fantastic. But in here, there was lots of little animals and we're coming close to autumn. So I was thinking like an autumn animals one. There are also lots of creepy dolls, which are quite fun, and strange people. But I thought animals, autumn, and then I went to bed. And as often happens to me, in my dreams, a song came to me, and it was the John Barleycorn song that some of you may or may not know. And that completely changed where my thought process was going. So instead of cute animals, let me introduce you to the wedding of John Barleycorn. So there are so many strange scarecrow images in this kit. And it must have been this image in particular that stuck in my head, which I feel like because she's holding a bouquet, she looks a bit like a bride. And then I saw this image, scarecrows, it's this time of year, it's August. Here in the UK, there's a kind of festival called Lammas. And it's a very old harvest festival. It's actually the first of the 3 harvest festivals in the old calendar. And in Ireland, they'd celebrate mainly Lunasa based on the god Lu. But here in the UK, particularly in England, you have Lammas. And it's a kind of bread, and like I said, it's the first of the harvest festivals. It's right at the start of August. And there is a song called John Barleycorn. And actually, it's a poem first. It was a poem written by Robert Burns. And then it became like a folk ballad. And basically, John Barleycorn is the anthropomorphic creation. He's a person that represents the crop of barley and wheat that is harvested in the autumn. And not only the barley and the wheat and all that, but then obviously whiskey and beer and all that kind of thing that comes from it. Now, again, it says the autumn. Obviously, August is normally summertime, but it is the first of the harvest festivals. It's getting ready for the autumn, you know, the cutting of all the wheat and everything. And so I'm not going to tell you the poem. It's quite depressing, you know, that these 3 people come and decide that John Barleycorn must die, and it's the whole poem of how that happens. So I decided, instead of, I don't know why, instead of John Barleycorn must die, I decided that we were going to have the wedding of John Barleycorn. So let me introduce you. Here is Sir John Barleycorn on his wedding day in his cute little suit. And here is who he is marrying. I've decided to name her Sally Wheatsheaf. And he is going to marry the lovely Sally Wheatsheaf. Kind of took the name Sally. Again, if you're over here in the UK, you know about Wurzel Gummidge, and there's Aunt Sally in that, and it's kind of linked to the old vegetable, the mangel wurzel. It's a whole thing. So Sally Wheatsheaf, to link her in with John Barleycorn. Let me introduce you to their wedding party. They haven't all got names. But basically, this is John Barleycorn, and this is his groom's party. These are the people on his side. And they're all these fun, creepy, scarecrow-esque people. That one looks a bit like a cowboy. Maybe he's their American cousin that's come over. And then we have Mr. Pumpkinhead, because we couldn't not. So, maybe he's John's best man. Mr. Pumpkinhead is John's best man. That's what we're going to do. So that is the groom's party. Let me introduce you to Sally's. We have Sally Wheatsheaf, like I said, looking beautiful in her gorgeous dress and her bouquet. And look at her little smile. She's so happy. And then, as we've made Mr. Pumpkinhead his best man, let's make Mrs. Pumpkinhead her maid of honour. So beautiful. Love this image so much. I have an idea for those images for a different project. And then we have more of the bride's party. She looks like she could be the bride's mother, realistically, couldn't she? So that's what we're going to go with. That's Mrs. Wheatsheaf. Then this is my favourite image. I adore this. I almost made this Sally Wheatsheaf, but it's not going to be. Maybe it's Sally's sister. And then here we go. Look at the straw coming out of there. So we have the groom's party. We have the bride's party. We are going to make a tag. And I have been inspired by a song/poem of the legend of John Barleycorn. So I pulled out lots of I wanted this to be autumnal. Let me pull you up a bit. I wanted this to have an autumn feel, but I also wanted it to be a bit creepy and gothic, you know, creepy autumn. That's what we're going for. So I pulled out some Tim Holtz papers, which I thought would work really well because they've got all those kind of grungy colours and autumn colours. I also have some handmade papers, some brighter autumn colours. Yeah, I have a whole range of papers here, as you can see. And then I also picked out some of my favourite, I'm trying to remember who they're called now. It's a certain brand. I will leave it down below. I think it's something like Fabrica something. I will leave it down below. I've actually shown hauls of this kind of stuff. Might even say it on the back of here. Oh, there we go. So there we go. Let me pull that up for you. So yeah, I love their papers. I really, really love them. It's Ukrainian as well. I've been buying them for a few years because I just love them. So we pulled out those two. I've made a tag. So we're just going to get started on today. We're going to be making the tag bases. Let me get my wedding party off to one side. So, yeah, I love this one. I love this side. It's a Tim Holtz one. So here, like I said, in the UK, I'm hoping I can get 2 out of this. Do you know what? We don't need that side because we're going to have a hidden kind of writing space. I'm pretty sure, let me measure this, but I'm pretty sure that it's, yeah, so it's 3.5. Let me write that down. 3.5 this way, and what is it this way? 5 inches this way. Okay, that's good. So if we just cut the 3.5, then we can cut the rest down. Yeah, I used to go to Lammas Fest in Eastbourne, which was a big festival for Lammas, funny enough. And they had like a big procession, and they had a giant kind of man in a costume, like a John Barleycorn costume that was all straw in it. It was massive. That was a lot of fun. There was a lot of Morris dancers there and all that kind of thing. I really loved this one. So we're going to do this one too. Let's make sure it's 5 inches this way because I don't want to cut it and then not have it. Oh yes, it is over. Yeah, it was just so much fun. And then a local kind of bakery would bake a giant loaf because, again, it's all about bread and all that kind of thing. would bake a giant loaf. Do I want another one of these? No, I think I want that as an accent. I like that both sides. And yeah, there'd be festival and Morris dancers and drumming and all sorts of good stuff there. Now, the wedding party, there's 5 on each side, so we need 10 different pieces. Love this one as well. Look at the red dot, and I also really love the black. So, I don't know what way I'm going to use it. But the problem with this one is I think I'd want these flowers upright, so I need that at 5 inches. Where did my little tag go to? I'll do it this way. Yeah, so we used to go to Lammas Fest, and that used to be a lot of fun. Like I said, here in Ireland, it's more Lugh, the god Lugh. But Lammas Fest was good fun, and they'd have the procession, and yeah, someone dressed as John Barleycorn. It was just good fun. We used to take the kids all the time when they were little. It's a fun day out. And is that 5? That's just under 5, so it's going to have to be this way. Okay, that's okay. And yeah, there'd be the procession with John Barleycorn. Wait a minute. Which way is that? Where's my tag? Okay, let's do that. So I highly recommend, if you're interested, to go and read the poem, and then there's lots of songs. Like I said, I'll try and link the poem and one of the songs, someone singing the folk ballad, down below. I am not going to sing it, but I decided to give John Barleycorn a happier twist, and he can get married to Sally Wheatsheaf instead, with the autumnal wedding party of creepy scarecrow peeps and pumpkin heads. Because why not? So we have 2, 4, 6. I need 10. So let's have a look at what else I've got. I've got so many fun ones. Did we already have some of that? I know we've got some. We've got shorter plaid, the darker one. I quite like this actually, so we're going to do this side instead. Yeah, I want to make a little tag booklet because I'm really into just things that move at the moment. I thought this would be a fun little project. I would love to know if any of the rest of you that happens to, that suddenly an idea creeps into your head and you wake up and you go, oh, I was thinking of such and such. I like that, either side. Oh, I love this one too. Just having a look. Oh, we've got this, lots of green on this one. Got to have this. So yes, you just wake up and you think, I was thinking of such and such, and now I've got to go and create it. Love this. Oh, we've got this one too. Love that. So like I said, I'm going for some autumn colours, but I also want it to be a little bit gothic-y, creepy. So we're pulling in some of those blacks as well because, you know, it's that time of year. Really love this as well. So if you are here in the UK, I'd love to know if you have ever been to a Lammas festival. Like, lots of little villages will probably celebrate, We have the 3 harvest festivals in the old calendar. You would have started with Lammas, which basically means loaf. And then the second one would have been around kind of the autumn equinoxy, or that's kind of the thing. So yeah, you would have had that. And then the final one, funny enough, is often referred to as Halloween, because yeah, I really like this one too. It's got the orange in it. Do I want it for this one? I really love this as well. And even this side is fun. I like this. So yes, the 3, but it starts. I know we often do harvest festival stuff in schools here in September, but originally it would have been Lammas. So we've got 2, 4, 6, 8, just over 10. Brilliant. Now we do still need those papers because I'm going to do something else. Now these need to be cut down as well, some of these. So let me just take this and let's cut them down. They all need to be trimmed to roughly the same. Okay. So that needs to be trimmed to there. But it was always good fun when the kids were little. I don't know if they hold it anymore, which is a shame because, as I said, it was always fun to go. Oh my goodness, and the drummers and all the different kind of Morris dancers, some very specific to certain areas, which, you know, was lovely to see. Music, good food, storytelling. It was just a good time that the kids have lots of happy memories of. And then funny enough, I used to hold my own little games of loo in the garden where we'd just play lots of fun sporty games. But yeah, so I don't drink, but they used to have some great sort of local beers and things there for people to taste and everything. And it used to be held on the kind of, in Eastbourne, on the green by the sea. So it was just really nice. It was a really lovely day. It was a bit long to get there, but we would head out early because we liked to be, and because anyone could walk in the parade as well. You could just kind of join along after everyone. So that was always fun. Okay, so not all of these are perfect, but that's okay. Why is that one still so large? Did I not chop that one? Okay, let's chop you as well. Whatever, this is going to be the size of them all now. Right, okay, so we have these. Now, I think 1 or 2 is a bit taller than the rest, but we will trim those down just a smidge. And we can trim them at the top anyway when we're doing it. And I want these to have little hidden journaling spots. And I also want to add an extra, oh, sorry, Toffee. Toffee's on my table right over here. You can't see her. She didn't like that. So I want to work out what's going to be my front cover on both sides. And I do really love that one. Really like the green. Oh, I really love that one though too. Right, that would be the front cover. And then I feel like we should have maybe this one as the other side. So that's going to go that way round. And we're going to have a look at what we're going to have in between. I mean, that's going to go over there. Let's have a look. Kind of like these. That can go on the other side with that one. Let's have that way. Actually, if I move that like that with that in it, although that can have an orange on the other side of there, then we have this beautiful orange. So no, actually, we're going to do that with that. And then maybe this one. So that would be that. And then if we turn these over, hold on guys, I'm trying to get this in. So if we turned these over, they're going to be backed. So this one would be backed with the beautiful green. So it will go like that. And then, oh, we had this beautiful side, didn't we? And then I'll have a quick look at what things are when we turn it over. So on this side, it would be so we would have it like this, then like this, then like that, then like that, and then that one on the end. You can't really see everything. Let me kind of move them like this. So it would go like that a lot more. Don't know if I like. Yeah, that'll work. That will work. So now what I need to do is realistically, I need to attach these so I know which is going where. So I need to get, actually first what I need to do is I need to cut the tops off these. So we'll do that. Well, the tag shape. And then if I get some paper clips, pull some paper clips out, and that's either side. Perfect. This is not completely. Why is that so wonky? That is very wonky. I have no idea why. Okay, that's going like that. Oh, I love this kind of grungy bit there. So let's get the tag over again. Still a little bit wonky. That's all right. We will sort that out when we trim everything down and it's all on together. Cut the tag shape, and then what I'm thinking of doing, because again, scarecrows, I want it to be a bit patchwork on it. So what I'm thinking of doing is adding some kind of patchwork design with some of the other papers. And I will be stitching. But if you're not stitching, you could just glue really well and then either hand stitch if that's what you want to do, or you could use like a stamp, a faux stitching stamp, or you could draw some stitching on there yourself. So either of those would work, or any of those options would work really well if you don't stitch. So, but I'm going to be stitching mine. I want it to have threads and look grungy and all that good yummy stuff. Or yummy to me. Okay, so we've done that. So now what I'm thinking is we're going to start with the first one. The first one, I don't know if I want any patchwork on. I'm thinking I'm going to have some on just because it is what it is kind of what it is. We want it to fit in with the rest, but also I'm going to pull that out. I've got these scraps and things in here. I wanted some Edith Holden on some of these too. Oh, we've got some music. I definitely want music paper, not just because, let's face it, I love music paper, but obviously I'm basing this on the song or the ballad of John Barleycorn. So I wanted some music paper. So I'm wondering if this is going to be Sally's side. And I'm really wondering if I want some more kind of Edith Holden on this side. This bit of Edith Holden is so pretty. So again, let's chop part of this down because I want a lot of that kind of plant. I'm just going to roughly do that. And then I'm going to grab my tag, yeah, and roughly see, I would like it, I think, about there. I want to keep a lot of this. And I know that I'm going to be putting her picture on here behind a wooden frame. So I know there's going to be a lot on here as is, so we don't need too much of this on here because we're not going to see tons of the background, but I do want some. You know what, let's move the others out of the way because I'm going to get a bit distracted. And the other thing I've obviously got to do is I've got to ink around everything. See, I just think that's going to go on there so beautifully. Now, I'm doing my double inking on a lot of these things as well. I'm using my walnut stain, the brown, and then some of them I'm also going over with black soot because I like the effect that that gives you. So that will go on there. Let's move that to the side. And let's ink these up. I really should have done that first, but you know, 'tis what it is. So we're gonna do that. And then I've got to decide, once these are all decorated, then I'll make a decision on the actual fabric that will go that will be the sort of flip behind. So yeah, that's that one done. Bit of black. It won't show up as well on that, but I do like the brown and the black on other things. So this is going to go here. Now it's not exactly flat, but that's okay. Some of them I want them more straight. Some of them are going to be a bit all over the place because they're scarecrows, guys. Yeah, so I'd love to know down below if any of you have kind of been to something that celebrates Lammas like that. I know over here in the UK we do have harvest festivals in schools, like I said, but they normally happen in September. You know, that's the one where all the kids come home and go, Mum, Dad, I need a can of something to take in, and we all start digging. And they only remind us like the night before. We all start digging around in the cupboards for what cans we've got that we could give into the school. Yeah, like so. And then I want little patches of things. That's too much sunflower on there. Let's move that over to the side so I don't lose it. Got flowers. Does that kind of go with that? Yeah, I like that. So we are going to have, and this is just a scrap I found we're going to have a little patch of this on here, a little square of it. I'm going to cut this down because I want square corners for once. Square corners, who am I? And I'm wondering if I want that kind of there. Like I said, you're probably not going to see a lot of this, which is a shame. I should have probably put it on this side, but that's okay. As much as I'm having square corners, I am actually going to rough the whole thing up because I can't have it too perfect. Scarecrows have that patchwork kind of look, although these scarecrows, as it's their wedding day, they look rather smart and snazzy. Yeah, it was always funny. Oh, Mum, I forgot to tell you it's Harvest Festival tomorrow. I need a can of something. And I'd be like, what? It's literally just before bedtime and you're telling me now? And they'd be like, yeah, so what have we got? And I'd have to go search. And it'd always be a can of soup or something or some sweet corn. Something that you're like, yeah, I can do about that. I don't need that this week. Always liked that. And then the kids would often have a school assembly and it would be like singing and all that kind of thing. So that was always fun. Okay, so that's going to go there. And Sally, excuse me, John, you need to go to one side whilst we get Sally over. Sally is going to go on here in her frame. Do you see? She's going to have a little wooden frame and she's going to go on here and there's going to be decoration. But we basically just want to work on the tags themselves. So that'll go that side. And then we've got this one this side. I don't know who's going to be on here. It doesn't matter. We're just going to do, like I've got some really bright orange here. I could do it on the other side. Some really bright orange. Don't know if I like that one. We could pull in, actually, looking at it now. We could pull in, oh, this is a fun piece. I was going to use these mainly as the little patches, but that's okay. We can pull this in. I think I want it a bit shorter though, like not as wide. So we'll do that. That will be fun. I'd love to know again down below if you in the UK remember that when your kids, if you come home and suddenly it's Harvest Festival. Yeah. Wasn't that always the way? Like kids would just forget to tell us parents, oh, I need such and such for such and such. And you'd be like, what? Why didn't I know this? Give the letters in. It got to the point where I would literally, when they were younger, just check their bags for myself to see if there was any letters. I know when I was working in primary schools, what we would often do is just hand the letters out to the kids right before they went home. So at home time, you'd have them all lined up, and as they left, you'd hand them a letter so that hopefully as soon as they got outside to whoever was picking them up, that person would then be able to see that they had a letter, read it, and then you're more likely to, the parents not suddenly go, oh, but I didn't see. Because, you know, everyone's busy. And it's just, I kind of love that sunflower. It's just, should we have some music on this one? Let's have some music. I'm going to rip out a rough kind of square. Very rough kind of square. Yeah, it was just easier that way because they wouldn't get lost in the bottom of the kids' bags. Well, it depended. The older kids, we still had that problem with, but the little ones, it was just easier because there's normally someone picking them up. So, yeah, let's put that up there this time. I mean, I don't know what these are going to be decorated like. I mean, I've got the die cuts, but I just mean like until we actually start putting them together. But I want to make the tag bases first. I want to just do that. Ah, first one done. Brilliant. So that will be the front one. And let's do, I can't even remember which way round they are now, because do you know what? I spent that time figuring out which way they were going to go, and then I've just smushed them all together. At least I paper clip the ones I want together first. So yeah, that was what we did when they were little. Obviously by the time you get to secondary school, although now a lot of things are emailed, aren't they? I mean, that is one of the good things. You've got the parent forums and like all that kind of thing, so it's easier now to give the parents the information and make sure it gets there, and have parents then organise, or parents and carers organise what they're going to be bringing in. Okay, I like this one. Shall we have some brighter orange on here? And I'm wondering if I want it cut a bit differently. Maybe we'll do down the bottom on this one. What do we think? Yeah, let's do that. Why not? That's what I say. So we're going to go to about here. It'll be about 3.5 anyway, so that's fine. Yeah, it's much easier now. But those were the days. So that's why in my head, because we have Lammas, in my head, even though it's the end of summer, I always think of August, or near the end of August at least, as the creeping in of autumn. You know, that's what I always think of it as. Perfect. Now again, I'm going to be stitching around all mine, so I don't need to worry too much. We just want to put the patches in lots of different areas. Brilliant. Got that there. Now, what else do we want on here? Do we want something that's too similar? I'm trying to check. Yes, we want some of this. We could also have some of the black, but I like this. We want some of this. Little square patches on here. And again, we're going to rough this little square up. Should we have it a slightly different size so it's more rectangular than square? Again, why not? Let's change it up a little bit. Scruff. Oh, that's ripped. Do you know what? They wouldn't mind. I mean, how else? Some clothes are going to rip while you're putting your straw hands through. This also reminds me of the time that my partner, who he also worked in primary schools for a few years, he dressed up for one of the costume days. I don't know which one it was. As a scarecrow. Oh my goodness me, it was so funny. And at that time we were keeping chickens, so we had plenty of straw to should we put it up here? No, I kind of like it down here. We had plenty of straw to stick out of his costume. We were using the some of the straw for them, not the ones they'd already used, obviously the clean chicken straw, but oh my goodness, he was very itchy the whole day. But he looked amazing, and the kids, like his kids at school and our kids, loved it. They really did. So that was fun. Okay, we have this one on here. I have this darker kind of we do have these beautiful papers. I felt like they'd be better cut, so I don't know about those right now. All right, shall we do some Edith Holden writing? got this one. This is very white though. This would definitely have to be. Ooh. We've got this really kind of bright orange. Let's use this. Should we do the top on this one? Should we do that? Yeah, let's do that. Why not? Got the red too. Yeah, so that was fun. Part of the joy of working in primary schools is when you can get to do all the dress up and stuff. Shall we rip this one? Because we've ripped part of the other page. No, the card we're going to leave like this. The pages we will rip. And he used to go all out when it was costumes. So yeah, that was always fun. And thankfully, like I said, we had chickens, so we had plenty of straw. But because I've been thinking about this project, all I've been singing to myself for the last few days is the John Barleycorn song. And then listening to it, even if it is a little depressing. Okay. See, that would have been quite good as well, wouldn't it? But we went with this side. We did what we did. We made the decision and we're sticking to it. Let me have a look. We do also have some of this handmade papers actually. It's got this beautiful embossed gold on it. Little gold bits. That's quite cute. And I'm hoping, because of the fibres, that it should take the inks quite well. We do that there. Yes, that's where I want it. So yeah, that's all I've had in my head. John Barleycorn must die. Thankfully, once this project's done, I should. And obviously, like I said, we've just had Lammas at the start of the month. It's all come together. And I like the fact that because of all the wonderful creative people on Tracie's design team, we've all got slightly different styles, which is fabulous. And I don't know, I made such a cute design for my first time design team project, which I'll leave the finished bit down below in case you missed that video, which was obviously inspired by my Dora pen postcards. But let's face it, grungy nature and spooky is where my heart lies. So I already have had a different idea, and I decided to make that instead for next month's design team project, because I saw this and I was like, no, this is what I want to make. We're going to do this side first. This is what I want to make now. We got this kind of greeny dot. Is that too similar? We've got the pumpkins. I feel like the pumpkins will work better smaller. That's what I feel. Shall we pull in some of the black? Do I have a smaller piece of that black? Yeah, yep, I do. I can see it. Okay. And let's go back to the side. You know, I'm at my happiest when I'm getting a little bit grungy, creepy. So I saw this kit when Tracie brought it out and I was like, oh my goodness, there is so much creepy goodness on there. Also cuteness. I mean, come on, I find the pumpkin people exceedingly cute. And like I said, I actually have another project in mind for the pumpkin people, which I will share with you. I don't know if I'll do it as a separate video or I'll just share it like when this project's finished. I will think on that whilst I'm doing it. But yeah, I think a lot of it's cute. And it's got lots of the dolls. Now, I enjoyed working with the creepy dolls out of the Craftly Curious Case of the Craftly Haul kit. And I'm not normally a creepy doll person. Like, you know, they are creepy. Hence the name, Creepy Dolls. But some of the dolls in this kit are so adorable. Like, really pretty. But almost creepy in the fact that they look so lifelike, if that makes sense. I want some of this green on here. Do you know what? I quite like this. There's too much white there though. Can't have that. Let's ink that up. Yeah. Need to bring in some more music somewhere as well, because I haven't really got a lot of the music. Do we want it up there? Want it down here. I'm thinking there's going to be a lot of decoration down here, but I could always change it so that it's up there instead. Do I want some music on this one? No, it's fine. I will have to add some music onto the next one though. Yeah, so there's cute creepy dolls. There's the strange scarecrow peeps. There are some creepy face peeps in there. Very creepy faced. And there is some super cute animals. Right, let's have a look at what I want for this one. Oh, look at the flowers. Ooh, I rather love that. Okay. Let's do this. This is a Tim Holtz again. Oh, guys, I've just seen the new Tim Holtz products. Oh. Do I want this side more? Well, we'll cut it and then we'll make a decision. Yeah. There is already far too much on my wish list. I want quite a bit of the flowers on the side. I think I'm going to use this side. Now, all the others have been more square. So, do you know what? I want to tear this one. Let's just change it up. It's my project. It's my prerogative. Yeah. As always, there's just everything that you want, isn't there? Honestly. I mean, I know the quality. I say this every year, so I'm like a stuck record. I know the quality of the stamps and die set, but I just wish they were slightly cheaper, or at least that over here in the UK we could get them on sale or something. Like, I know in the you know, in the States you get like vouchers and things for Michael's, because when I was there on holiday I did sign up for a Michael's card. I still get emails through now. Don't forget to use this voucher. We have this on sale. And I'm like, I'm not in there. I'm not there, guys. I'm not there. But, you know, I know there's lots of discounts and all that kind of thing. So you can often get things a bit cheaper. Depends whether you want it straight away when it comes out or what. But yeah, oh, I've seen the die sets. I have my own a couple of those. I've seen the stamp sets. Now, I don't use stamping as much as I used to. But I have seen some stamp sets that I am eyeing up. I'm wondering about having. I want a bigger piece. There's only this little piece on here. I want more writing. Aha! I knew I had one. So yeah. I wish that we had that over here, but it is so rare. I don't think I've ever seen a stamp set reduced. I've seen die sets reduced. Oh no, that's not true. like sometimes they get 10% off, really end of sale, but even that is super, super expensive compared to, you know, I know they last. I've got a few of the stamp sets that I use repeatedly, but I just don't stamp enough a lot of the time to justify spending, you know, sometimes £30 on the stamp set. I just don't have, I need to be using it more, but there we go. Okay, let's think about what papers we want now. I think I want a bit more of like what we did on the front one, with some book page of some sort that we can rip and tear. La 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 la. We're having this side, aren't we? So yeah, go check out Tracie's. She has so many wonderful things, guys, which I know most of you know anyway, but it's nice to see a little bit of creep there too. I was tempted, actually, instead of using my papers, I was tempted to use some of the papers I had left over from Craftly Haul, because that would have worked brilliantly. Oh, we're definitely going to use one of these. Okay, let's do... I need this cut, so let's do that first. Yeah, I was going to use those, but I thought no, I'm going to use up, because I have a lot of autumnal papers, I'm going to use up some of my autumn papers instead. And you know, I don't like using other digitals if I'm working with Tracie's kits. So instead, I pulled out all my die cuts. I mean, I work with die cut files anyway, don't I, guys? We all know that. It's a thing. Love this. Another vintage book page. And then we've got to stitch around everything. Now, I don't want to stitch these all together yet. Well, I might do. I have to decide if I'm going to stitch them all together before I start decorating the front, or if I'm going to wait. I need to decide that, guys. It's a whole thing. I have this red, which I really, really like, but I think I want more. Oh, we could have some more hand-dyed paper, couldn't we? Love this paper. And I do have one that's more orange. It's really thick, though. I don't know if I'm going to be able to... Oh, no, this actually rips so much nicer or easier than the yellow one. I say when I get to a bit that doesn't. Look at that. I'm going to have to cut that. That's two chunkles. Where are my scissors? I just have my scissors. Okay, let's grab the other ones, because that's too much. Once it's stitched, it'll be fine, but it's too much there. Oh, love it. Unless I want it there, so it's... Let's do that, because I don't know if we've done that before. Let's do that. It's got some of that beautiful gold on as well. And I was just going to make this more of a decorative piece. I like what Barbara at 49 Dragonflies said, where she was talking about the fact that some people ask her, because sometimes she makes like little mini journals and things that you can't write in, or little sort of booklets and that you can't write in. And she was saying, well, sometimes you just got to make them because you want to make them. Not everything has to be written in. And I really liked her saying that. And the last piece I did was definitely a decorative piece, rather than something that you would use as a journal. But with this one, there my scissors are, I did actually want to make... I feel like I want this on here. Okay, this is really big. So I did actually want to make something that could be used as a sort of journal if you really wanted to, or not a journal, but something with some writing space. And I was debating if I was going to have the images open up and things like that. But I decided against that because then that would limit how I'm going to decorate them. And I didn't want to do that. So we're going to have little hidden tag spots instead, tuck spots instead. So it could be written on in, guys. I could just write out the whole poem of John Barleycorn if I wanted to. Let's make this square again. Love it. I don't know where this paper's from. It was just in my stash, so we are using it. Want a smaller one? No, we don't. We want it bigger. Because we do. And then we've done these, and that'll be the end of this video. And in the next video, I'll have by then made a decision of if we're going to stitch them together first, which I may end up doing because we've got to do all the sewing. And then if we can stitch them together and work out, or stitch at least the tags together, and then we can work out the fabric in the next video. So what I might just do is finish this off and then kind of show you one of the sewing bits. And then let's have some writing on this one again. Oh no, let's have some music. I think I want that bit for the bigger piece, but we can have a smaller piece here. And now I'm looking at it and thinking, do I want that? No, I do not. I don't like it. Yes, so we'll do that. I like that much better. Come back. Talking to this, by the way. Not the cat. She got down a little while ago. She was like, no, Mum, you keep pulling stuff from underneath me because I'm sitting on your papers and I do not want to be sitting here getting disturbed. Fun. Okay. And the last one, guys. Dun, dun, dun. Now was this John Barleycorn's? My goodness, I don't know which was his. I feel like I might have this. I don't know. We won't know, but I am going to put some music on this one. Or do I want the music on here? What would it work better on? I like it on here, you know. So that's what we're going to do. So next month's creative design team project, I already know is going to be an actual journal. I've had this idea since I saw the kit in my head, and I was like, yeah. And I've been trying to work out how to kind of pull everything together and get some bits for it, because, you know. So you'll see that next month. And I'm not going to give a clue. You can wait and see. This has some gold splatters on it because I obviously used it when I was doing some splattering. I love that. I just pull out some random paper, or like some tea dyed or some music paper, and then I actually splatter, put whatever I'm splattering on top of that so that it acts as, you know, protection against the table and things. But it just means that then you have these papers that have splatter on them already, and they're just fun to use in projects. So little tip for you. So what do we think, guys? Do we think we'd want to go to the wedding? I don't know. It might be a tad creepy. It's giving me Beetlejuice vibes, you know, when in the original movie, where he's trying to get married to the Winona Ryder character. And how excited are we that that's going to be out soon, the new one. Beyond excited, guys, beyond. So that there, beautiful. Now I really do want to use some of that vintage Edith Holden. Oh, we've got some sunflowers. We haven't used any sunflowers yet. Okay, so we're going to use that. That's what we're going to use, because I did want some sunflowers on here. Little sunflower paper. Let's make it quite a big square. Why not? How wide is it there? 2. Let's make it quite a large one. And then let's pull out the scissors and get to scruffing. So yeah. I used to bake bread when it was Lammas as well. Used to break something. Although I never did any of the plaiting of the bread because, you know, you can do all that. I think I did 1 year, but that was a lot. So I just tended to make soda bread or something like that. Shall we do it up there? Do it down here? Let's do it up there. Ah, that covers up the gold, so let's not. Yeah. Oh, I love sunflowers. The funny thing is, we often think of them as summer flowers, sunflowers, summer flowers. And yet they're on all the autumn decorations because it's kind of late year, although my sunflowers have already died off now. Like, we had beautiful sunflowers, and then, yeah, now they've all gone. Right now I'm really looking for, I had that Edith Holden paper, and it's, here it is. Look at it, guys. This is sort of from the end page of one of the Edith Holden books, and I knew I wanted to use that on there. We didn't actually use the pumpkins. Shall we pull in the pumpkins? We can grunge them, so we could do that. Or shall we? I want more of a pattern because of the marbling. Got the orange. We do have, let me look. I've got all sorts here and I still can't decide on a paper because it's me. Some writing. Do you know what? I quite like the pumpkins. So that, guys, is what we're going to do. We're going to have the pumpkins and the gourds. That's what we're going to do. And where do I want it? I could have put it along the bottom again, actually. Now I'm looking at it now. I want it on the bottom. But didn't we just do one on the bottom? I don't know. So, of course, I've already cut a piece out, but that's all right. To 3.5. Love it. Let's start off with the brown. And then this will be our last one. And then I'll stitch around them. Stitch around the squares, not stitch the tags together. Well, stitch around one, and then by the time of the next video I've stitched around all the others, but I just want to give you an idea of what it's going to look like. And then we can start to the decorating, which, let's face it, guys, that's the fun bit. Oh, I love this Edith Holden piece. Love it. Love it. So yeah, if you can get those NP papers off your books, it's often worth it because Some of them are great textures. Some of them are just so pretty, like this one is. And they're just fun to use in your projects, especially if they're vintage. Just gives that little something, something. All right. So I am going to go stitch around them. Well, let's have a look first. So we've got our 5. So pretty. I've just done that one. Got lots of different colours and textures and fun stuff going on here. Oh, is that all of them? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that's all of them. So I'm going to go stitch around one. I think I'll do this one. I'll come back and show you, and then that'll be it. So I've stitched around. You can see I've used a mix of zigzag. This looks so cute. There's going to be so many threads hanging from this, guys. And on this one I did zigzag, but then I did like a messy double stitch too. So I want to change up the stitches. And like I said, we're going to have like Sally on here, or someone. Or on the other side, we'll have part of John's party. Let's just pick a gentleman, shall we? He will be there, or something like that. So I want to make sure all of John's party are together. We don't want to lose the wedding party. So I will do that to all the rest. So when we come back in the next video, we will have done all that, and I would have decided whether to stitch them together, which I might do. But also what I need to think about is we will have a look at what fabrics and how we're going to put that together before we get on with the decorating. So again, I'll leave any links down below. Yeah, I'm hoping you're enjoying this. Maybe you want to make a bit of a creepy autumnal type tag booklet. So grab your stuff and craft along with me if you do. So thank you so much for watching, guys. Please do like and subscribe if you haven't already. And I will be back soon with another video. Until then, wherever you are in the world, I hope you're having lots and lots of crafty fun. Bye for now.